Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Ray. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. I had a fabulous birthday and celebration, so I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you. Also, shout out to Loretta Houston for this outfit, well, the fishnet little ensemble that we have here. And for those of you that were asking when you look at this video, what am I wearing? This is a Herkimer diamond and this is a moldavite. So I've been working with these two crystals. Well, this is a crystal, this is a tektite. So yeah, but today we're going to get into the tea. Welcome back. If you haven't been binge watching all of my shows or all of my videos, binge watch them. There's over like 200 and something when you go to my celebrity playlist. Also, today's video is going to be about Bennifer. Y'all have asked about it. You'll want to know, like, Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, why are they together now? Like, what is up? How is this gonna last? What is the deal? So I'm here to give you the tea. So sit back and relax. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite. Now, first off, when I use the tarot, I don't read reversals. You'll know that if you have been following me in your Ray of Light. But if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, or this side rather, and also the notification bell icon, so that way you'll be notified of all future videos that I post on my channel. Also, I'd like to say that I'm extending my birthday sale, which all of the readings are 30% off with the exception of emergency readings, until May 31st. So if you haven't, this is Memorial Day weekend. If you wanted to take part of the sale, now is the time. I probably won't run another sale until fall. I don't know yet. But yeah, so we're going to get into this. I'm going to give you the tea. The first thing that I will start off by saying is that I just feel like everybody was blaming A-Rod when Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod broke up. But I've always said that she has karmic lessons centered around love. And so she will continue to gravitate towards new relationships all the time. But of course, sometimes the men get the blame or the brunt of the attacks when a couple that is in the public eye in such a very open way, their relationship, it's usually the guys that get the brunt of the attacks, from fans of hers. But I told you guys, and I was right, that would never really work out. She has a tendency in this lifetime where she bounces from one relationship to the next. So I continue to see that, this is not something that's going to end now. I do feel like by the time that she would reach her, her late, however many years she has here left on earth, I can't tell you that. I'm not God. Only God knows that. But, before she would exit into spirit world, I do feel like she's still going to be in different relationships. Will she ever marry again, like remarry? It's very possible that she would, but I also feel like it's not going to last. Nothing really lasts because she does not take time to heal and go through that. It's like jumping from one relationship to the next. And when you do that, you're doing yourself a big disservice. With Ben Affleck, he's conflicted. I feel like he has issues, I'll put it at that, and I do feel like he can be very manipulative and angry and kind of toxic in some ways. I do feel like he's enjoyed a bachelor life for the most part, even if he's been in serious relationships or marriage. I don't know if he's been married, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like he has been in situationships and never fully is able to give of himself. Now, some people would refer to this kind of person as a fuckboy. Some people would refer to this person as a player or whatever you want to call them. I just want to say that, again, this is all allegedly. So this is not me like attacking anyone or labeling anyone or trying to, talk bad about someone, but the actions speak louder than words do. And so when you look at them in the public eye, even if you can't believe everything that's on the news, you can just tell when a person is vibrating at a very high level. Now, I don't feel like either one of them vibrate at a very, very high level. They tend to gravitate towards each other because it's like a feeding type of fest where they feed off of one another, energetically, sexually. So really and truly, she never really stop communicating with Ben. They continue to have communication, is what I feel. Maybe through mutual friends, or maybe through just acquaintances, but there was always a reconnection. But it's not true love. I think a lot of people that were in that era back then, you know, they kind of have fantasized and said, you know, we'd love to see like we would love to see a lot of these couples like Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt get back together. But essentially, you know, all these things are just relationships that were for business. And in the public eye, it looks like romance, but it really isn't when you get to know the real tea. So I'm just going to pull some cards here, and I will tell you exactly what I pull. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why don't you show the cards? Because I want to show my mug. I want to show my face on here. Also, I feel like it's a little bit more personal when you get to see my eyes, even if I'm wearing contacts. Because again, it's me in front of the camera giving you the tea, okay? And I will be showing you the cards that I pull. So, the first card I get here regarding the situation is, look, the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles tells me this is a very powerful couple. They both have their own money. They both have their own staying power. They are both, it's funny because that would be the first card that came up. So again, there is something here about publicity. It would be something, you know, to be in the public eye. Do they care about each other? I'm sure they do. Do they love each other? Perhaps. You know, there's many forms of love. I'm not going to discredit their relationship or situationship or entanglement, but at this point, it really is about money. And you may not feel like this is the ideology of, you know, or the truth, but in reality, a lot of these celebrities that do this, that they break up and they get back together, it's like a revolving door. It will not last. Look, what is this? The 5, 6, 7, 8. The Eight of Swords comes up. So with the Eight of Swords, it feels almost like this is like a rebound type of relationship or friendship. Almost like, you know, I broke up with someone and now I'm with somebody from my past and I'm happy. And like, it's almost like for show and tell. It's almost like kiss and tell. It's not authentic. Both of them are not going to be happy in this. I can tell you already. Depending where they want to take it, both of them are subject to feeling trapped in this relationship. So issues that would have happened way in the past, however many years ago they were, you know, Bennifer, versus now that they are together again, or they are just friends, or whatever you want to call it. You know, maybe they're just communicating. We don't know per se, because again, we're not in their bedroom. We're not in their daily life. But Spirit knows, okay? And so I feel like, again, there is pain here between both of them that would, again, resurface. And it just mind boggles me. Look, Five of Swords. So there is this deception around Ben. I feel like this could be very much like a second attempt to actually pay her back. I don't know in the past, like which person broke up first or broke off the relationship, but it feels almost like this would be causing pain, and they're causing other people pain, maybe that were interested in them or cared about them, like A-Rod, you know, caring about Jennifer, etc. But at the end of the day, this doesn't feel healthy. It feels everything has come up. It's about money, which is like ambition and greed, and then it's come up with swords, which is very personal. Look, the Knight of Pentacles comes up, so there's somebody else that's a potential suitor for Jennifer, and she's going to be with somebody else. Like I said, this woman just never stops having men and options. It's like she's got like a little black book, you know, and she's just got people. Look, so their relationship, they're both right now, I think, at a point in their life where they've established their houses, their finances, their career. You know, they're looking towards the future, but I do not see it. I do not see them being together, even though if they would, you know, to take this all the way to marriage, etc. I don't see it being something that is successful or long term. Because then we have here the Star card. So one of them is hoping that this relationship works out, and the other may not be so invested in this relationship, is what I kind of feel. Again, there's people on the outside as well that are hoping for this relationship to work out. But will it work out? Look, the Magician card comes up. Typically, the Magician indicates that this is somebody that's well-rounded, very well-crafted, etc. But the fact is that it comes up after I pulled the Five of Swords a little bit later on. It tells a story. The Magician is someone that can also be interpreted as very tricky, very conniving, knows exactly what they want. This could be both her and him going into this relationship, and of course they're both adults and they're both consenting, and they both know what they're getting into. So they're not naive per se, but there is a level of still like, I want a side piece, and it's okay if I flirt and you can't do anything about it. And so then the control factor starts to come in and settle in, and I don't even think that they even know or realize that they're doing this when they do it, until they see it like on tabloids or their friends start making jokes about it. And then we have here the Moon. So again, things that are hidden are going to be revealed very, very soon to them own selves and to the public. We're going to see more of this. Look, Strength. If this relationship has any ounce of hope, they're both going to have to be very, very strong. They both have skeletons in the closet. They both have, you know, a past with other people, past partners. So there's going to be dirty laundry that is aired out in scandals. But we have here the Six of Wands. So there's like a journey here. They're going to take trips together. The paparazzi is going to take pictures of them together. And then it could be, you know, that they are successful in further movies, etc., further roles, you know. I never cared for Jennifer Lopez. I'm not a hater. I just never cared for her because she did my girl Mariah Carey wrong. And everybody knows about that. And if you know about Usher, she also did him wrong. She did Ashanti wrong. Ashanti, remember Ashanti? And some other people. So I'm not going to even get into it, but if you know, you know, okay? Then we have here the Hangman. So, the Hangman tells me, again, that they both feel trapped in a situation. They're looking for something new, but they came together to see and kind of rekindle. This is a very twin flame type of relationship that they have going on. This is not a soulmate. Let's not confuse it for what it's not. Because I think a lot of people that are looking at this video are probably going to say that this is a soulmate union. I do not feel that they're soulmates. I feel like they're very toxic for one another. Just to keep it real, I do feel like this is a twin flame relationship, and it's not going to work out. And I will say that now. I will not sit here and kind of like just sugarcoat anything, because it's not. Look, he's considering his options. He's never satisfied. Ben is never satisfied. With the Four of Cups, he's considering the next person lined up too, and she's also has her little black book, and so does he. So they're not really invested. If you know, if the chips, it's like almost like that saying, let the chips fall where they may. Both of them are not fully invested in this. There's a lot of moving forward very fast. So somebody is moving forward from this relationship fast and is going to exit this pretty fast. I don't know how fast this will be. But there is a proposal that could potentially come up. Now, I don't know if this is with them together or they part and then maybe they find somebody else respectively. But one of the two within the next 5 years, one of the two, if not both of them, and I don't know, again, if this is going to be them together, get married. So there is a marriage, there is a serious commitment and relationship for one of the two. It could be both of them together. I'm not going to say that it's not going to be. But again, even if it was, it's not going to last. If it's them, it's not going to last. Now, if it is with a respective other partner or whoever that would be, it's a potential that that would work out for the both of them. But I feel like with what I'm seeing here, there's just too much going on. Essentially what she wants deep down is a happy relationship and friendship, you know. But is she really going to have that? We're going to have to see. Sorry, the video cut off, so this is going to be edited, obviously. But as I was saying, with the relationship, with where it's heading, their mind space, everything, both of them really do truly want somebody to call their own. Long term. They both want to get remarried. Will they? It's possible one of them will. I kind of feel like Jennifer will, but I also feel like she doesn't want to. So it's kind of confusing when you really get into their way of doing things. This is typically a card of teamwork, right? 3 people, but honestly, the 3 of Pentacles tells me that there is a third-party relationship in here. So one of them's going to get hurt. And even if they say, well, we are, we are not going to get hurt, we didn't have expectations, despite the headlines that are running, there is eventually going to be a breakup. And it may not happen today, may not happen tomorrow. But all of this is about Jennifer, the Queen of Cups. Like, she wants to be happy, and she's not going to settle until she finds that person. And I think there was something in Ben that she really has always reverted back to, or that she's loved. But again, I just don't see it lasting at all. And Pentacle energy, the 10 of Pentacles, again, it just tells me, sorry, that there is just so much that's going on, in regards to their relationship entanglement. So we all need to wish them best of luck, right? And keep them in our thoughts and our prayers. But we will see how this all pans out with Bennifer. So thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, like I said. Follow me on Instagram. What are you waiting for? At Psychic Medium Ray. Also, be sure to subscribe to my website to stay up to date with any emails, etc., things that I'm sending out or putting out. All right, guys, I love you so much. Until next time. Bye.